Hello everyone, my name is Birch the Rune Weaver. Welcome to my series on runes, heathenry, and all things magical as follow in the Norse traditions and the Germanic traditions. I tend to see both as a reflection of what it means to really explore your roots, know who you are and who you were, and know who you're going to be. And that's something I think that's universal across the whole human experience. We get so caught up now and then in this day to day world that we oftentimes forget that we're only one piece of a tiny, tiny puzzle that stretches into the past and keeps going forward into the future. So I wish to thank you all if this is your first time joining. I hope it is, because this is where I'm going to explain a little bit about what we're about. So in each video, I'm going to have a different topic or a different rune that I look into. As you watch through the whole series, you will learn ways to make your own rune set. You'll learn about rune magic. You'll learn about divination. But I hope along the way, you also learn a little bit more about what does it mean to be a heathen? What really separates us? And how, even though it separates us, how does it connect to the greater picture of the human experience? And I hope all of you understand that I'm creating these videos not to say anyone is better than anyone else or any way is right and all other ways are wrong, because I don't think that's what the runes have to teach us. I don't think that's what our history and our heritage have to teach us. What it has to teach us is something far better than that. It teaches us that no matter what kinds of differences there are of time, space, culture, we all have this human need for some greater and deeper meaning. And so, what is it precisely about weaving that makes it so connected for me with the runes? Because I bet a lot of you probably haven't done much weaving in your life, have you? It's not exactly a skill that's called for on a daily basis in a world where we tend to get all of our fabric, all of our clothing, our blankets. We tend to get it all given to us, don't we? We walk into a store, we see a rug we like, and we say, I'm going to buy this rug. You take your credit card or your debit card, you swipe it at the register, and you walk out, and boom, there you go. You now have a rug. Where when you are weaving, what you have is, you know, you have basically a bunch of yarn, and you have other yarn, and you're going in two directions. And what does this have to do with runes, Birch? Why are you suddenly talking about weaving in the middle of this video? Let me explain something to you. What the runes show us, really, is a specific moment in time on a greater tapestry of everything that there ever was, will be, and is right now. That's because they're linked to the Norns, who control the past, the present, and the future. When you look on the tapestry, right, everything that has been woven is the past. And everything being woven in this specific moment in time is the present. That as you weave, that's the present. But what's all this down here? All this stuff that hasn't been woven yet. That's the future. And when you work with the runes, it's important to remember the past, the present, and the future. To understand that what you're working with is not an event or an act or a piece of magic that exists in isolation. It's magic that depends on all three meeting in a specific moment under your will and your guidance. And you cannot work with the runes if you don't understand that part. So when I talk about being a rune weaver, that's what I mean. I mean that when I work with the runes, I am not doing this as some master of the elements and sorcerer and boom, 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 boom. No, no, that's not what we go for in this class. And if that's what you're looking for, you can go find some boom, boom Viking video. I'm sure YouTube's full of them. I have no objection to that. But that's not what I'm going to teach you, and that's not what I'm here for. I'm here because time, space, runes, magic, fate, it all matters and it all comes together. And so if that means it's worth watching someone with a wolf mask on her face tell you about runes, well, you take the good with the bad, right? So as I said, this is just meant to be a very short video to introduce myself, introduce the topic. And at the end of each class, I'm going to be closing by reading from one of my Havamals. I have one that's an authentic Havamal in a new and readable translation. And it's from Gudrun Publishing. And it's just doesn't have the full Havamal, but it has the sayings and the versions in them. And then we have my other Havamal, a modern day Havamal by Donegal McRonane, I think his name is pronounced. And this one, you'll find, does not sound like your usual highfalutin set of runes and meter and Havamal and all that. And so I want to read from you the part of the Havamal where Odin first encounters the runes. I hung on Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights, sacrificing myself to Odin, myself, with a spear pierced into me. The roots of the tree run deep within the wells of the Norns. I had not one sip of water, not one bite of food in those 9 days and 9 nights. At the end of my ordeal, I looked down and I took the runes. Screaming with all my soul, I took them, and I fell from Yggdrasil. I learned 9 spells from the son of Beltorn, the father of Bestla. I earned a drink of honey wine from the mead of poetry. I gained wisdom, thoughts racing, knowledge pounding in my head, the universe, all 9 worlds becoming clearer to me. You will find the runes I, Odin, found hanging from Yggdrasil, runes who are imbued with my very blood. Odin carved a set for the gods. Dane carved the elves their own set, Dvalin making the elves set, and Asvith for the Jotnar themselves. I carved some for myself as well. Do you know how to use them? Do you know what they mean? Do you know how to divine with them? Do you know the magics they contain? Do you know how to bless them? It is better to never pray to the gods than it is to be constantly in their ear. All gifts require an exchange in equal measure. It is better to give nothing than to offer more than you are prepared to give. Odin marked these words in the dark times. I know magic spells that no one else does. The first of them is called help. It protects against the strife within life, from the evils that surround all. I know a second magic, one that will let one heal another in kind. If needed, I know a third as well, one that will render all the weapons brought against me dull and broken. A fourth I know that will free me from all who would bind me. Chains will not hold me, and locks will open at my command. I know another magic, a fifth, that no spear, no matter how well thrown or how fast, I can change or it will strike as long as I can keep my one good eye on it. A sixth magic I know. If one should try to bind me with curses or bind runes, the curse will come back to him without so much as a hair of myself harmed. A seventh magic I know. Fire has no dominion over me. A fire cannot burn so hot or long that I cannot save anyone from it. An ace spell I know. All should learn this as well. I can calm the beast within a person when tempers flare and fights begin. 9 spells I know and more. I can calm the sea from the world serpent's thrashing and make the seas smooth for any who would sail them. Magic I know even further, a 10th spell. If witches fly within the sky above, I can send them away lost and not knowing their way back. 11 now magics I speak. I can speak to the shields in battle to protect those who carry them, and ensure they return home without a scratch. 12 magics now I speak. If I should see a dead man, I can carve these runes I sacrifice for into him, and he will talk to me once more. I know another spell, a 13th. If I place water on a baby, he will not die of violence, nor will he die in battle. This magic I know. 14 now is the number I speak, a magic that allows me to keep accounting of all the 9 realms. I would know the name of all the gods and goddesses and the elves and giants. We speak now of the 15th spell I know. Throw it here, cast it. He brought power to the gods and courage to the elves. They know me. 16 I know, which is a powerful spell. If love I find I wish to have, I can set her to me with the power of magic. I know a 17th spell as well, one that would do you well in life, Stray Singer. It is a magic to keep a woman from casting me aside. I know an 18th spell as well, but this magic should not be spoke of. I would not teach it to a woman unless she was my sister or my wife. It is for the best that only I know this spell. Now my words, the words of Odin, have been spoken. They are heard in Valhalla. They protect Midgard. They hold Jotunheim at bay. Health and joy will be with the ones who hear these words and speak these words. Such is the will of Odin, the One-Eyed. So that's from the Havamal, a modern-day Havamal, a translation by Dongal McRonaine. And so it is on that note that I end this first class, the introduction to rune weaving with Birch the Rune Weaver. I hope to see you again soon. Blessed be.